everybody! Welcome, welcome! I'm Kisa Canivello. Yes, the next stop on the Creative Carousel. Yay! Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hey, toast is real. You made toast. Yeah. Oh, so many follows right off the bat before I even start anything. Thank you so much. And some of the biggest thanks of all goes to Ocio herself for allowing me to have a spot in this wonderful event that I found out from my friend, Nep. Ever so grateful for that. Oh my god, seriously, so, all of these follows, and I've not even hardly said anything yet, wow. I'm truly amazed, and, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And, okay, I figure on this Creative Carousel so far, I'm thinking you've probably seen, tons of artists, right? Right? Okay. I'm not an artist, but I'm still creative because I'm a musician. Hey, Ian, hey! Thank you. Thank you for the resub, and thank you for the words of encouragement. Yes, because I've been kind of nervous going into this, but hey, I can do this. Yeah. Ah, she's reading old toast and sent it back to the past. Awesome. That's great. Love it. Yeah, music, yes, I agree. It is a form of art. Definitely. Nep, hello. And thank you again, Nep, for telling me about this event so I could ask for a slot. Oh, you're a 3D artist being yourself and you're pretty nervous too. You really do art on stream, Bunny? Okay, yeah, understandable. Because actually, honestly, I have rarely done music despite being a musician and loving music my whole life, on stream. So, this is kind of new for me too. So that's kind of why I was nervous, even though, a bit about me here before I start anything. I was a music major in college. And I sang, even though before that, all I did musically speaking was play the piano. Starting as a young kid, starting to play piano because, I thought those people at stores that, sat there and played piano were amazing and really cool. So I thought, oh, I'd love to do that someday, be a piano player at a store. Also, that was influenced greatly by listening to a lot of Elton John and Billy Joel growing up. Yeah, love their music. Love it. So essentially, before college, I played piano. Well, I still do. And I still have the digital piano that I started playing piano on now, and it still works. And, I have some recordings of me playing piano, and I wanted to share at least one of them with you. Having, started talking about that. So, before I start any, live performance, I will get this recording and try to make it play for you. Okay. My second piano teacher, her son composed piano music. And I have the whole book of the sheet music that he composed. And one of my favorite pieces that I still enjoy playing now is called Something for Her, which he wrote for his wife. And I'm going to see if it's going to properly play through here for you. Make sure my audio is set so you can hear things. Okay. And hopefully this is on so that you can hear it. It's not too quiet or too loud. It should come through. Maybe it's not. I tested this ahead of time. It's okay. Here we go. This is fine. I know what to do here. I say confidently. You know, tech things always happen, right? Right? Hey. Here we go. I'm going to play this for you. Just a minute. It should hopefully appear over here. Here we go. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay, is this thing on? Yes, this thing is on. That may be a bit loud. I'm going to see if this is going to work. Okay. Start this over. I don't know if you're hearing anything. Nope, nothing. Okay, maybe it was okay the way it was before. I just wasn't sure it was coming through. Okay, hey. Piano thing, stop. There we go. Okay, so that thing I was trying to do was not working that I thought I had to do, but here we go. Okay, what I was doing before, it seems like it came through. I wasn't sure if it did or not, but maybe it was just really, really quiet. Here we go. And there we go. There's that piece that's called Something for Her. Thank you very much. Yes, I presume it came through this time and you could hear it. Good, good. Thank you very much. I've always loved that piece. Yep, oh good, 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 good. Hey, Falcon. Yeah, piano has always been something that I've loved. You know, and the first musical thing I ever was involved with. And, you know, music has always been very important to me. It's helped me get through a lot in life, seriously. And, I mean, from there, starting with the piano, I also, like, in college, that's when I started singing and playing guitar, among other things. I was in the jazz program, essentially, as a music major. I was a voice major. And, yeah, that terrified me, you know, seriously, because, you know, standing, you know, in real life, you know, in person, on stage, where I can, you know, see the audience, yeah. But, you know, I got through that. I did it. And I remember doing well with that too, whether I was by myself or in an ensemble. And also, like, in addition to those sorts of things, well, not in college necessarily. I've also talked on stream many times when I wasn't even doing music stuff about my collection of musical instruments. I mean, I have some more standard ones, you'd say, like piano, obviously, and an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar, a ukulele, which I will be pulling out today and using to accompany myself singing a few songs for you in a bit. Also, I have a harmonica. Let me think. I have so many instruments, I keep forgetting some whenever I try to list them off. I have a mandolin. I have, like, a tin whistle, a recorder, a slide whistle, a kazoo, if that counts. Yeah, it does, right? Right? Also, I have a few that I was going to share, like, talk about today, like a balalaika and a bowed psaltery, also an ocarina, and an automaton. I know, like, at least with those four, I know they're not as common of instruments, but they're interesting, and I felt like, you know, maybe talking a bit about them and, you know, demonstrating something to do with them too as a part of this today. After, you know, sharing at least one piano piece there. So, first, up, you should see an image here in a minute. Okay, there we go. This lovely wooden musical triangle with a stick and strings is a balalaika. It's a Russian instrument. No, I didn't go to Russia. I've never been there. I found this in a music store in the United States. And it has 3 strings. 2 of them are tuned to the same note. I'm still not exactly sure why that is, but that's just how balalaikas are. And, you know, I got this impulsively when I went to a music store. And, well, just mostly because I just thought it looked beautiful. Doesn't it look beautiful? And, when I, asked the employee about it and he got off the wall and started playing it, I thought, oh, wow, it sounds beautiful too. And felt like, okay, I just have to have this. Granted, that's not an overly unheard of occurrence for me because there's one of many things in life that anybody can be sure of is that if I go into a music store, like the kind that sells musical instruments and sheet music and stuff, chances are I'm probably going to come back out of there with a new musical instrument, to me anyway. And or sheet music. After spending hours in there. So only the most patient of people should ever go with me to a music store. But yeah, that's why I have this. And I have it right here next to me. Here we go. It's been a while. This poor string child of mine has not really been played much in quite some time. I tried to, like, tune it, hoping it works. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that. I think that's kind of coming through the microphone. That's what Oh, it's a bit quiet. You can still kind of hear it, maybe if I hold it up higher. Or if I play louder. Okay, probably not meant to be played like a guitar either. This balalaika, aka beautiful wooden triangle with a stick. That's just what I call it sometimes. It's not official. It is truly a beautiful instrument, though. Hopefully that could still come through. And I know the ukulele does when I've tried to do that too, because I've experimented with that before with my audio setup. That's for later. So there you go. That is the balalaika. Wait, okay, put this away. It is off the screen now. Now, hey, it's another musical triangle. Another wooden musical triangle with strings. Not the same one, a different one. Very much distinct. And this one has a bow with it. I guess sort of kind of conceptually like a violin. This is called a bowed psaltery. Okay, I'll put in the chat just so you know how the things are spelled. Okay, the instrument I just got done talking about was called a balalaika. That's how it's spelled. Okay, put it in the chat. This one on the screen right now is called a bowed psaltery. There you go. Just put it into chat. And, okay, this very much also beautiful in its own way and distinct from the other musical triangle made out of wood. Like more of a, I guess, medieval, originally sort of an instrument. It can be plucked with a pick, or, okay, more traditionally, you use the bow in the picture to play it. Actually, it's most often played with 2 bows, even though I only have 1. And each of those strings there is tuned to a single note. It's very much an instrument that is melodic. It's not really one for doing chords on. And I mean, I think maybe one of the strings is out of tune. I was like trying to fix that before this, but okay, hopefully you can hear this. I don't know if you can at all because I'm not sure if it's coming through at all. You know, my mic is as high as it can be. You know, I thought I checked this ahead of time and it should still go. I'm trying to do the violin method here. You know, I don't know if it's coming through. It's probably easier to do the plucked version. It is coming through? Okay, good, good. I'm glad. Because that's very important on a day when doing music things for things to be heard. Good. Yeah, so kind of sounds a bit like a harp, doesn't it? And I do believe they're kind of sort of related to harps. I mean, okay, the story behind this one is, okay, is anybody here someone who enjoys going to Ren fairs? I mean, I'm a Ren fair enjoyer. And a place where you can actually find musical instruments that's not like a music store or something somewhere else you would usually think of for such a thing is a Ren fair. Because at least at the one I've been to a few times in recent years, there's always a booth there that has musical instruments. And that's where I got this. And actually, in the picture you see, that is my exact instrument. That I took that picture of my bowed psaltery to share with you. Oh, and same goes for the balalaika, by the way. That picture I shared was of mine, my own actual instrument. And same goes for the other couple of instruments I will share with you today. Yeah, but this was beautiful. It has kind of almost a dragonish looking sound hole there. I love dragons. And just thought, again, this was beautiful and is one of the few things that was like affordable at the time too, because like I saw some really, really beautiful harps and things as well. I was like, oh, I really would love to have one of those, but not at that price point. So I ended up getting this. A cat rabbit was yeah, a thing about the name. My name, Kisakani Velo, it's actually Finnish for cat, rabbit wizard. I know, like, the last name is Rabbit Wizard. I know that probably seems weird. I mean, I like how the name sounds. Originally, this was the name of my Final Fantasy XIV character because I love that game. You know, started playing it a couple years ago, and I chose for my character name in that Kisakani Velo. I like the name Kisa, and it means cat in Finnish, and that's what I am. And, well, I play a Mikode or cat person in Final Fantasy XIV. And Kanivella, okay, explaining the rabbit part, my free company, or overall, like, essentially player group I'm a part of in Final Fantasy XIV is called Benoy, you know, like bunny, and they're like rabbit people. They're called Vieira in the game, played by a lot of the people in that group. So the first piece is to honor that. Plus, that made things alliterative, and I like that. Kisakani Velo. And Velo, obviously, because wizard, that's what I am. Actually, well, and I just say wizard because I've unlocked every single magic class or job in Final Fantasy XIV on purpose because I love magic. Fantasy, sci-fi, magic, yay! Oh, you're from Finland? So that's how you knew? Cool, yeah. Got it. And and if anybody asks why Finnish, part of that is, well, I was putting things into, I'll just say it, Google Translate when trying to come up with a name for my Final Fantasy character and, you know, going through different languages. I was wanting to find something that meant wizard. Initially going for, okay, this is probably silly. I was initially gonna do something that meant tree wizard or something because of this show I've watched the past few years called Taskmaster, which is a silly show where there's a panel of comedians that do silly things for our entertainment, silly tasks. And one of them had to do with, I think, doing something that you could film backwards. And, you know, one of them, it was this thing called, okay, it was called Tree Wizard, and one of the comedians, I think it was maybe in the first episode of the entire show, and I believe his name was Ramesh Ranganathan, and, you know, it made me laugh so hard, because it was a thing that could be filmed backwards, and it was just this thing called Tree Wizard, where he just sang a silly little song about being a tree wizard and stuff, and that made me laugh so much, and it was like, I'm still thoroughly amused by this, even after seeing all the rest of Taskmaster at this point. And, you know, it thoroughly amused me to, like, try to do something to do with that for my name as well, kind of. But then I settled for, like, cat wizard, adding the rabbit part in there. So yeah, originally, I conceptually was a Final Fantasy XIV character. That's what I pulled from to be a VTuber. I love Final Fantasy XIV, especially those little Moogles. They're adorable, and they love music canonically. Okay, and moving on from this, putting this away. Our next instrument, is it showing? Here we go. Pulling out this one. This is my ocarina. If you have played Legend of Zelda games, well, there's one called Ocarina of Time. Have I played it? No. But, have heard of it. So, because of that, some people here might be aware of ocarinas. But even if you're not, that's okay. Because, okay, here's one. Here's my ocarina. Yes. Yeah, thank you. I think it's pretty too. This was a birthday gift from a friend. He's actually like my mom's childhood friend. And it's beautiful. It has flowers on it. Okay, and I guess a fun fact about me regarding flowers is, okay, I love flowers, and one of my hobbies from time to time is arranging flowers. Although lately I've been doing that with the plastic Lego variety more often than real flowers. However, okay, back to the ocarina before I get too sidetracked. I can try to play a little bit of this, but here we go. I figure that came through, and sorry, I mean, I've been trying a little bit to, like, play these things, but, I mean, probably not the best. I don't know, I guess, as much what I'm doing with some of these instruments. But yeah, essentially, kind of like that. I mean, it would be cool someday to, like, be able to play music from Legend of Zelda games on an ocarina. I mean, that's a definite goal at some point, for sure. Among other things, this is on my list of a gajillion musical instruments that I own that I'd actually like to further learn how to play someday. But, you know, the list is long, but I will eventually get around to that. Okay, my favorite on this list, and the last more obscure instrument for you, is dun da da da, this adorable giant music note, otherwise known as an automaton. And this is mine, that looks like Kirby. Yay, Kirby! Not all of them look like Kirby, just some of them. And, okay, reason I have this little guy is because, okay, at a time last year, when, after just hitting affiliate, my original computer, an old laptop that I had been using to stream on, was, like, really, essentially going out on me. Was slowing down, not really wanting to let me stream anymore. That made me really sad. But I fell down a rabbit hole of sorts when I found a video of Soken, the composer from Final Fantasy XIV, giving a performance where he was using not just one, but two of these to play some music from the game. It was so funny. He was, like, being so not serious about it at all. It's like this whole thing of, do you know Lahi? Because he tried to play this bit of music called Civilizations. It's one of the, like, BGM tracks for the game. Yeah, and things were all over the place, but it was fun. It was funny. And the piano player who was there on stage with him just gave him this funny look. It was like, ever since then, I was like, okay, I must own one of these things. I must get one of these fun, quirky, playable music notes. So I did. Well, but as a birthday gift. Because I asked for one for my birthday. Because from there, I fell down this magical rabbit hole known as automatons, and on YouTube, you know, found a channel by someone I believe called The Real Silly G, go ahead, check him out. It's good stuff. And this person is great and has so many covers of automaton songs, like automaton covers of songs, all sorts of songs, by the way, whether it's like pop songs, rock songs, things from memes and games. It's fun. I recommend it. But, okay, I fell down this rabbit hole, and now I have this lovely Kirby automaton. Okay, Kirby, would you like to say something to the people? Okay. Hopefully without hitting my mic stand. Sorry. I know, sounds kind of silly. I have actually, seriously streamed myself before playing the automaton. I was just, messing around, labeling it as jazz. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, just kind of non-seriously, just trying to have fun and play around with it. And there are like different settings, so like I think that's the medium setting, and then there are lower notes. Kind of the lower sounds, almost more like, was that a whale or was that a bullfrog or something, right? And then there's a higher setting. Yeah, sorry, gets kind of squeaky. But okay, yes, thank you, Kirby. Thank you for the demonstration. But yes, that's very fun. I find him amusing, my Kirby automaton. And those are kind of, I don't know, synthesizer-y sorts of little things. Kind of remind me of another instrument, which I don't have, so I can't, like, give any examples here. But, okay, an instrument called a theremin, kind of that kind of spacey sounding sci-fi-ish sort of musical instrument where you just wave your hands around in front of an antenna and it makes sound. Yeah, I've always thought those were really, really cool and wanted one, but I don't have one yet. Someday, though, when they're not as much money, I will have one. Seriously. And I bet, okay, it's about to be the moment I'm sure some people have waited for, where I at least start to perform things live. Okay, before college, I, for a few years, volunteered at a library. And at this library, okay, yes, tons of books. I love books, especially sci-fi fantasy books. There were also CDs at the library. And I frequently would check them out to discover new music. And one of the things I discovered was a singer named Dar Williams, because her Beauty of the Rain album happened to be at the library I was volunteering at. and I hadn't heard of her before. So I went like, oh, who's this? I want to take, I want to check this out. So I did, and I love it. It's beautiful. Lovely album. I recommend it. And what I'm about to play for you live, with the help of my lovely little ukulele after I get Kirby off the screen, is the title track, Beauty of the Rain. As soon as okay, here we go. Here's my ukulele. Yes, this is indeed the one I own in real life. It's called a pineapple ukulele with this unique shape. It's more rounded and not what you're used to seeing with ukuleles. And, okay, I kind of need a microphone too, right? Right? So, okay. Ian, if you're still here, this microphone that I'm using today, well, at least what I'm using today as a microphone, is a lovely appreciation award from my friend and fellow VTuber, Ian Quest, from when he did an awards show for people he knew. I was one of them. I was like the comfiest VTuber. It was stiff competition, let me tell you, because I was up against a cozy warm fireplace and a Snuggie. Okay? I'm serious. I mean, I don't know how I managed to, like, pull out that win, but, seriously, I did it. But, thank you again, Ian, if you're here. I thought I saw you here a bit ago. It meant a lot to me to be included in that. And that's why I'm using this microphone-shaped award as my microphone today. Yes, I know it looks like it's not plugged in, but what can I say? I'm a wizard. Magic! It still works. Suspension of disbelief. Okay, and I'm going... Yeah, magic mics. Yeah. So... here we go. I will get out my wonderful little ukulele, and I will start my first bit of my performance for you. This is Beauty of the Rain by Dar Williams. And the light is fading all too soon. You're just two umbrellas one late afternoon. You don't know the next thing you will say. This is your favorite kind of day. It has no walls. The beauty of the rain is how it falls, how it falls, how it falls. And there's nothing wrong, but there is something more. And sometimes you wonder what you love her for. She says you've known her deepest fears, 'cause she's shown you a box of stained glass tears. It can't be all. The truth about the rain is how it falls, how it falls, how it falls. But when she gave you more to find, you let her think she lost her mind. That's all on you. Feeling helpless if she asked for help, or scared you'd have to change yourself. And you can't deny this room will keep you warm. You can look out of your window at the storm, but you watch the phone and hope it rings. You take her anyway she sings, or how she calls. The beauty of the rain is how it falls, how it falls, how it falls. How it falls, how it falls, how it falls. There you go. First song. Woohoo! And hopefully that came over well with my voice and the ukulele. Okay, next up, an important thing to know about me musically speaking. Well, aside from loving piano, always and forever, I also have always loved, music from the 80s. Or it sounds like it's from the 80s. Synthesizers, yeah. All sorts of things in my life. There are lots of things that have involved synthesizers in terms of music and stuff that made me happy. Whether it was video games like Diddy Kong Racing with a synth-heavy soundtrack, among other ones from that time. Or, also games like Super Monkey Ball, lots of synth music there. Also, very much a part of other things I've been really into as well. And, one of my favorite songs, it's like an 80s song, but never fails to cheer me up no matter what, is the next one I'm going to perform for you, called Take On Me by Aha. But, unlike when I did this cover for Singing March, not this year, but last year, and that's available on my YouTube channel, by the way, this time I'm accompanying myself on the ukulele, and it's going to be the acoustic version, not the standard version of the song. So here we go. We're talking away. I don't know what I'm to say, I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me. Take me on. I'll So needless to say, I'm odds and ends, but that's me stumbling away, slowly learning life is okay. Say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. Oh, the things that you say, is it live or just to play my worries away? You're all the things I've got to remember. You're shying away. I'll be coming for you anyway. Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. In a day or two. Thank you, everybody. Absolutely love and adore that song. Especially the main version with all the in it. Which I understand I omitted from this, but yeah, I was doing my own thing with it. And the music video, yes, Ian, yes, absolutely. I absolutely love the music video. I feel like it's my absolute all-time favorite music video, the one for Take On Me by a-ha. Yeah, with all the drawings and stuff, and the lady getting pulled into the comic book. Yeah. I love that. Easily one of the coolest, most magical, for me anyway, music videos I've ever seen. And a huge part of why I love it so much. Definitely. And it always makes me happy, brings a smile to my face whenever it is used on TV shows or in movies. For any reason. I mean, and I was so happy to find things like, okay, on Glee, I believe, they performed this and did their own version of the music video. Plus, I've seen references in so many other things. I love it. I seriously, absolutely love it. Yeah, one of those all-time favorites for me. One of those, I feel like it's one of the most legendary songs and music videos ever, probably of all time. Definitely one of my favorites from the 80s, of which there are many. And, okay, next on my set list, okay, I've already mentioned, okay, I was a music major, a voice major. I was in, the jazz program. Well, I was allowed to do other types of songs too, you know, pop, rock, all those sorts of things as well. However, yes, lots of jazz songs were in my repertoire. when I was in college, for sure. And one of them that I'm about to do, but I feel is like, at least I think of it as a classic jazz song, one of the best ones, wonderful song. And no, I'm not doing any plays on words there, even though, well, what I'm about to do is What a Wonderful World, as made famous by Louis Armstrong. Yeah, that's one that, okay, I have a very fond memory of singing this song as part of a student recital in college, where, I felt really good about my performance and, still think back to it with happy memories. So I thought, why not do that for you today? Louis, you did report on him in school. Ian, cool. Yeah. Yeah, one of the greats, one of the great jazz singers. Definitely. Of many whose songs I learned in college, for sure. So, okay, here I go, about to play this, well, sing and play this for you with my ukulele. I actually did cover this, too, for Singing March. And the recording is available on my YouTube channel as well, if you want to check it out. However, I did that with a backing track. I didn't accompany myself, and I believe it was a different key than this is for you today. Okay, here we go. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of a rainbow are so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And there we go. Louis if I could talk. Louis Armstrong. What a Wonderful World. With ukulele. That was beautiful. Thank you, Umbra. Thank you very much. Yes, that is one of many songs that I actually did perform in college as part of the jazz program. Many others too, although that's the only jazz song for you today. And next up, okay, one of my favorite things ever in college that I ever was a part of was singer-songwriter ensemble that was led by my beloved guitar instructor. You know, he was my favorite teacher ever. He was awesome. One of the most talented guitar players ever, you know, in my opinion. And I guess I felt bad for him because as wonderful of a guitar player as he is, and as good of a teacher in person as he is, he was not one of the tenured professors. Like, he didn't have a degree at all. I don't think he even finished high school, but for music, especially among so many other things in life, I didn't think that mattered at all. And, I didn't think he got, I don't know, the, I guess, treatment or love that he deserved, that many other students agreed with me that he deserved while he was teaching at the college that I went to. And, he led this ensemble. Well, he was also a huge bit of helpful encouragement for me. Especially at a time when, I'll just say, I needed a dad figure and didn't really have a great one. Very much a big positive influence on me in general and musically, which is part of why that ensemble was so special to me. I was also in his guitar ensemble. And I'm wearing the t-shirt from that today, though you can't see it. I'm wearing it in real life. My guitar ensemble t-shirt, just as a special thing, thinking about him today. So it's kind of like he's with me almost. And in this ensemble, the singer-songwriter ensemble, each person wrote at least one song, and the whole group, was a part of it in some way, at least instrumentally speaking. And originally, okay, yes, I'm about to gear up to do an original song. That's where I'm headed right now. The first time I've ever done this. Because, at least as a VTuber, I've only done and uploaded covers so far. But today, I am going to share with you one of my songs that I wrote. Yay, Kisa Original. Back when I was in this ensemble years ago. Okay, before I start playing and singing this for you, some backstory. Okay, many, many years ago, my mom and I went to this place, this certain Swedish large confusing store for the first time, also known as IKEA. I mean, we were so confused. We got so lost. It was like crazy. It felt like those comics, you see in newspapers, like the family circus ones with all the kids going in all those crazy arrow trails. Yeah. It kind of felt like that. It was so confusing. I mean, I was seriously going, I'm glad that we finally made our way out of here when we did. And it's like, not overall a bad experience, just very confusing. Got pretty lost in there. It was quite a day, quite an experience. To the point where I was like, I'm going to write my song this term about this. So I'm about to share with you my song called IKEA that is about this experience I had, this incident. And even though I started writing it and did actually write it, performed it with the ensemble years ago in college, I later found it again and changed it a bit, added some to it to make it what it is now. Okay, my story, my IKEA story here is about to begin. IKEA by me, Kisa. No instructions, where do I go? Where's Steph? I want to know. Arrows and family circus trails. Run out screaming if all else fails. Wander around the warehouse floor. Fill your cart with towels and more. Now you find it so unfair. You have to leave it to go upstairs. Such is life, shopping at IKEA. Is it this confusing and sweet and easy to stay together? Not hardly. Don't worry, I'll call a search party. Yet still so many keep going back. Please tell me, why is that? Maybe I need to try again. It can't be as crazy then. Thirsty, stop by the food court. Finding cashiers could be a sport. Sit trapped in cacophony. 'Cause drinks are in glassware, you see. Travel through vignettes, then find your stuff. As if you haven't been through enough. You have to print a card at IKEA. There's only one blocked by everyone who's lost. Such is life, shopping at IKEA. Is it this confusing and sweet and easy to stay together? Not hardly. Don't worry, I'll call a search party. Yet still so many keep going again. It can't be as crazy then. Card in hand, you join a line. Conveyor belts, two different kinds. No cloth bags, you're out of luck. Carrying cartloads in one hand really sucks. Thought you'd be home sometime today, but got lost coming back through the entryway. Finally free from that fantastic maze, you decide it's time to go celebrate. Quest complete! Yay! Woohoo! Why is that? Someday I want to try again. It can't be as crazy then. There. That is the original song I did about my IKEA experience. My first ever IKEA experience with my mom. I'm sorry if the ad was playing then and it couldn't be heard. I hope that people could still hear that and the ads weren't going for everybody. I'm sorry if you didn't. Because of the ad break, I didn't notice that. However, anyway, in the hopes that you did hear that and it wasn't blocked by an ad, you lost like 15 seconds, single ad. Okay, but just a little bit, I hope. Because if a significant enough portion of it was lost, I mean, I don't mind doing it again, but if it was only a few seconds, and I'm sorry, I'll probably just move on to the next song. But rest assured, this VOD will be on Twitch, and I will upload it to YouTube. Yes, no worries. Okay, good. Good. So there. That was my original song about IKEA. And by the way, even though I had that weird, confusing first experience years ago, I did recently, last year in fact, go to IKEA again, but with my husband, and had a much better time. Was way less confused, and I can see now why those who like IKEA do. Seriously, I can. It was actually kind of fun. Way more fun when not getting lost. For sure. And of course, I felt the need to, because I love Final Fantasy XIV, incorporate the Final Fantasy XIV, or Final Fantasy in general, quest completion sound. As a, yay, you made it through the store, you made it through IKEA, without losing your mind, or just being lost forever, sort of a celebratory thing in there. Yeah, that ensemble was my favorite ever in college. Will always think of it fondly. And yes, my Streamlabs has popped up with my socials in case you're interested. I have a Twitter, a YouTube channel where I do indeed post my VODs, my shorts, my clips, and my song covers. If you're interested, go feel free to check that out. And I also have a Streamlabs that I can be supported on, but only if you're willing and able. Shameless plugs. I believe this is a good time to hydrate. I have plenty of water with me. Granted, one would hope, especially on a day when I'm singing and stuff, that I would actually remember somehow to hydrate. Yeah, I have trouble with that. There's a reason why I have hydrate and stretch redeems. Yeah, I was kind of feeling it though with the last song. Kind of going, I really kind of need to drink some water, don't I? So I'm doing that right now, at least before I move on. I hope everybody's been having a good day today. I very much appreciate everybody being here, for the Creative Carousel. Thank you again, Ocio, for the opportunity to have this slot. Very much appreciate it. And thank you again, Nep, for telling me about this. Great opportunity. I'm finally actually sharing music stuff with people. And honestly, I hope to do this more in the future, even past today. Okay. I have hydrated. Kind of stretching too, just for the heck of it. Next. Okay, here's another one that I covered for Singing March. And I might want to explain Singing March if anyone here doesn't know what that is, which you may not. Singing March is this thing that I found upon starting to be a VTuber, where VTuber musicians, V singers usually, end up challenging themselves by trying to sing a song. It's usually, Singing March, one song for every day of March. And the song choices are based on categories set by the person who chooses those. I have done this for 2 years running now. Last year, my first year as a VTuber, and this year. And, okay, this upcoming song, called 26 by Paramore. Okay, one of my favorite Paramore songs for one thing, and kind of songs in general. And one of my favorite things that I covered for Singing March, for sure. But I feel needs more listens, more love than I feel like it's gotten, on my YouTube channel. And that's part of why I'm performing it today. Okay, that again was with a backing track, although today I'm accompanying myself on the ukulele. During difficult times over the past few years, I've really felt this song, 26, lyrically speaking, in terms of, having trouble, being stuck with things outside your control, getting in the way of what you might want to do. But, like it lyrically says in the song, I've tried my best to hold on to hope, essentially that things will get better. Love Paramore, love Hayley Williams, lead singer of Paramore. And here we go. Man, you really know how to get someone down. Everything was fine until you came around. And I've been chasing after dreamers in the clouds. After all, wasn't I the one who said to keep your feet on the ground? Man, you really brought me back down. Hold on to hope if you've got it. Don't let it go for nobody. And they say that dreaming is free, but I wouldn't care what it cost me. You got me tied up, but I stay close to the window. And I talk to myself about the places I used to go. I'm hoping someday maybe I'll just float away, and I'll forget every cynical thing you say. When you're gonna hear me out? Man, you really bring me down. Hold on to hope if you've got it. Don't let it go for nobody. And they say that dreaming is free, but I wouldn't care what it cost me. Reality will break your heart. Survival will not be the hardest part. It's keeping all your hopes alive when all the rest of you has died. So let it break your heart. Hold on to hope if you've got it. Don't let it go for nobody. Hold on to hope if you've got it. Don't let it go for nobody. And they say that dreaming is free, but I wouldn't care what it cost me. And there we go. That was 26 by Paramore. I know it's not one of their biggest songs, but it's one of my favorites, for sure. From, I think, my favorite album of theirs called After Laughter. Oh, what a shock. It's the one that kind of very much sounds like, well, the 80s. One of my favorite things. Following that, after some more necessary hydration, next up, I'm quite happy to share with you a song by one of my favorite singers ever named Darren Hayes. Anyone who doesn't know who he is, he's an Australian pop star. He was the lead singer of a band called Savage Garden in the 90s. It didn't last very long, but, loved him, loved the music, it's good. And after that, he went on to have a solo career, which I have eagerly followed. He's definitely one of my favorite musicians, whom I look up to very much. And very inspirational to me, at least on the level of being a person who, as I kind of mentioned before, essentially had dad issues, let's just leave it at that, who, made it through that, among other things in life, and found himself, achieved some form of success. So, yeah, very much a great inspiration to me, Darren Hayes is. And I'm about to perform a song called Feel by him from his second solo album, Tension in the Spark. Very much a song about emotional vulnerability, I believe, lyrically. And, this means something to me because, the sorts of things I've been through in life, well, including the dad issues especially, have been really hard for me, a big struggle for me to, feel comfortable being emotionally vulnerable, which, yeah, is kind of a rough thing when you're trying to be a musician. But, I feel like, music itself and the musicians I look up to, teachers I've had, and also, my supportive mom and my husband, of course, and all the lovely people I've met as a VTuber so far. I feel like, everybody, all of those have been instrumental, music day, and helping me learn and grow in that way and become more able to be emotionally open, shall we say, for sure. And I dedicate the performance of this song, even though, okay, he's not here because he's working today, so he can't tune in right now, but my husband, who here, whenever he's been at streams, has been known as Sterngard, because he's a Warhammer fan. I dedicate this to him, especially, as, one huge part of how I'm able to, I feel even be here today, putting myself out here for all of you as a part of this event, performing things live, and not just sharing a recording. Yeah, definitely. He's been, so loving and supportive of this, among many other things. And, he's very much helped me, as have all the others I've mentioned, although especially him in many ways, feel better about things emotionally and in life in general, and more like it's okay to put myself out there emotionally speaking. That's okay, thank you, I appreciate that. So, okay, water, and then, yeah, I will perform the next song. Okay, here we go. Trying to make sure there's not an incoming ad break. I don't see one, so I think we're okay. It's not going to cut me off again. Okay, thank you for the follow. Liam, I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the follows I've previously gotten today, too. Thank you. Thank you. Good day. An amazing voice. Just want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, before I get sidetracked again, because, fair warning, that can happen with me an awful lot. I'm trying to keep that under control. Trying to keep that under control today, because I want to make sure, I end up using my time slot, but, well, that I don't meander too much and encroach on the next person in line's time. But, okay. Next song is Feel by Darren Hayes. You teach me how to feel. It feels alright. There's nothing left to fear. Finding myself the further I go towards you. You teach me how to love parts of myself I hated for so long, loving myself. Through loving you, I no longer live like a man in the dark, hiding all the pieces of my broken heart, whereby I'm holding on, whereby I'm holding on to you. You teach me to forgive. It feels alright. Compassion for your pain, compassion for mine. The circle divides. I no longer live like a man in the dark, holding all the pieces of my broken heart, whereby I'm holding on, whereby I'm holding on to you, whereby I'm moving on, whereby I'm moving on to you. Yes, I know it's kind of a short and sweet sort of a song, but It is, and well, it's beautiful lyrically with a beautiful sentiment. Definitely one of my favorites by him. I have many others as well. I highly recommend checking out his music, Darren Hayes. For one thing, okay, he has a beautiful voice. Let me just say that. And I think he always has. Plus, I look up to him for the amount of emotional vulnerability he has in his music, vocally and lyrically. That's another thing I look up to him for. Even though, yes, the only song I've shared, well, today, that's my own is kind of silly, telling a story in what I hope was a humorous manner about an interesting life experience. But yeah, it's my goal in the future, definitely, for sure, to write more songs and share them. Even potentially more lyrically vulnerable sorts of songs. Yes, hydrate. Yes, thank you. I've been trying to do better about remembering to do that, but yeah, definitely good to have some kind of a break for hydration. Always, especially when doing stuff like this. Yeah, because singing needs it. It definitely needs it. And stretching too. Thank you, Latent Logic, for the redeems. Yeah, because that always helps too with this sort of thing. Especially. Because right, it's one thing, right, when someone is streaming, playing games, and hydration and stretching, important for that too, yeah. But especially for things like performing music. Well, I guess even anything that involves talking too, really. Well, like streaming, but especially when performing music and singing. Once again, I'm glad everyone is here today. Happy to meet lots of new people coming in for the Creative Carousel. Hope you've had a nice time, following various parts of the carousel. And I hope you've had a good time so far here with me. That's my goal. Taking part in this event. Putting myself out there, meeting new people. Finally getting into doing more music things on my channel, streaming. And yes, I hope to do more of this in the future. Whether it's singing or playing instruments. I've only done a tiny bit before actually on stream before today's event. Yeah, okay. I have another song here for you. Yeah, maybe some more hydration is in order, just to be sure. Okay. A band I really like is called One Republic. I think they're fairly a fairly big band. You've probably heard of them. Some of their biggest hits, things like Apologize, Counting Stars. Well, I've actually covered Counting Stars. That's one of my singing march things from this year, by the way. That's available on my YouTube channel in my Singing March 2024 playlist. Yes, very much like One Republic. Have liked them since their beginning, especially because lots of piano involved. And I love piano. Also enjoy the incorporation of, kind of an orchestral sort of a sound to the, pop rock music that I can hear sometimes in their music. Plus, I love lead singer Ryan Tedder's voice. And I think he's like up there for me in terms of songwriters too. He's like written many songs for so many others besides, well, himself and his own band. And okay, this one I'm about to do for you, it's like just the sort of song I would do for fun. Totally. It's a fun song. It's from their newest album that like came out this year, fairly recently. It's called Artificial Paradise, the album, not the song. And this is a song called Sunshine. And, bear with me. It's usually kind of a faster song. And, okay, there's a rap section near the end of it. I'm going to be brave and do my best, even though I don't usually, do rap stuff. Even though I've been trying, do more things, try more things, put myself out there. So yeah, I'm going for it, and I'm going to, like, have fun with this one. It's a nice summery sort of song, appropriate for this time of year. Kind of as we're almost nearing the end of summer. And, lyrically, feeling it because I'm at this place in life where, okay, 2024, I've heard it's been a rough year for like lots of people, me included from time to time. But especially after having years of, ups and downs, especially financially, well, and emotionally, I guess, too. I'm finally to a point in life where it feels like things are getting better and falling into place. So, I'm feeling this upcoming song lyrically for sure. Okay, more prep, more hydration. Here we go. Okay, Sunshine by One Republic. Running through this strange life. Chasing all them green lights. Throwing up the shade for a little bit of sunshine. sunshine. Crazy lately, I'm confirming, trying to write myself a sermon. You're just trying to get a word in. Life is not fair. I've been working on my tunnel vision, trying to get a new prescription, taking swings and even missing, but I don't care. I'm dancing more, just a little bit, breathing more, just a little bit, care a little less, just a little bit, like life is woohoo. I'm making more, just a little bit, spend a little more to get rid of it, smile a little more and I'm into it. I'm running through this strange life, chasing all them green lights, throwing up the shade for a little bit of sunshine. Hit me with them good vibes, pictures on my phone like everything is so fine. A little bit of sunshine. A little bit of sunshine. A little bit of sunshine. Another day, another selfish moment. I've been feeling helpless, sick of seeing all the selfies. Now I don't care. Found myself a new vocation, calibrated motivation. No more static, change the station. And somewhere I'm dancing more, just a little bit, breathing more, just a little bit, care a little less, just a little bit, like life is woohoo. Making more, just a little bit, spend a little more to get rid of it, smile a little more and I'm into it. But honestly, man, lately I've been running through this strange life, chasing all them green lights, throwing up the shade for a little bit of sunshine. Hit me with them good vibes, pictures on my phone like everything is so fine. A little bit of sunshine. Woo, woo. A little bit of sunshine. A little bit of sunshine. I don't really know any other way to say this. Can't slow down, trying to keep up with the changes. Punch that number in the name when I clock in. Now I feel like Michael with a cane when I walk in. Basically, life is the same thing unless you don't want the same thing. Probably should have went and got a feature, but I didn't. I've been saving up the money because it's better for the business. I've been running through this strange life, chasing all them green lights, throwing up the shade for a little bit of sunshine. Woo, ooh, a little bit of sunshine. Woo, a little bit of sunshine. So there we go. There, hopefully once again not interrupted by any kind of ad break, was Sunshine by One Republic. Something I just was having fun singing, so I went ahead and wanted to include it today. Yeah, I've really been getting into that newest album of theirs called Artificial Paradise. Yeah, I really like it. Lots of catchy songs. Thank you. Thank you very much. And by the way, how is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's been doing well. I know I have been. I mean, despite the nerves going into this, during this weekend, as I've been really thinking a lot about this event and practicing, getting ready for it, I must admit, now on the actual days I've been doing this, I've been feeling good, feeling fine. not as nervous as I thought I would be, which is good, because like, I was pretty nervous, like seriously pretty nervous earlier this weekend. Knowing this was coming up, going, oh no, I've not like done this on stream before, like this live performance thing I've been doing for you with my ukulele, especially because of all the instruments I've actually played a significant amount of and tried to accompany myself with, the ukulele is one that I've done that with the least. You know, even just, I guess, messing around off stream when I felt like it. Yeah, I've done a lot more with piano for sure, especially, and guitar off stream with this. So, yeah, the ukulele part, that's newer for me. That's way newer for me. And a huge part of why I was nervous, going, okay, can I do this? Can I really do this? And, you know, I feel like the answer is yes. Yes. I've been able to do this. Even though the piano came first for me, then the guitar, and then ukulele. I've only hadn't played this ukulele for like around 4 years. Yeah, got it about 4 years ago. Haven't done as much with it as with other things, but I wanted to change that. I mean, it's a cute instrument, right? And kind of, well, as I'm kind of a smaller sort of a person in real life, I'm like 5'3". It's kind of my size instrument. And I feel like it's kind of easier for me size-wise than a guitar. Because smaller. And the strings are nylon and not like steel. So it's not as hard on my hand that holds down the strings. Plus, smaller, you know, strings are closer together, easier for me to reach with my kind of small hands than on a guitar. You know, I must admit that with the guitar, electric guitar is easier for me than an acoustic one. Because, like, electric guitars have, like, skinnier necks on them. So, you know, easier to, like, get to the strings. And the strings are set closer to the neck as well, so it doesn't take as much to hold them down. However, yeah, more recently was getting more into doing stuff with the ukulele. Actually, interesting story, someone I've met who's a fellow VTuber, well, and musician, I met them, okay, his name is Imua Takahashi, and he goes by Taka. He loves the ukulele. He plays the ukulele. You know, one of his biggest things is like ukulele related stuff. And I got to meet him and know him, and, you know, was recently, like a month or so ago, a part of his 3-year affiliate stream, solely because, like, I think sometime last year, maybe, after I started VTubing, I posted on Twitter, I still refuse to call it X, sorry, about owning a ukulele, doing something with a ukulele. Might have even shared a picture, well, of this here ukulele, but there's a picture of on the screen, but I've been playing today. And, you know, suddenly you know, there was a like, I had a new follow, and, you know, gained a friend. Hello, it's like kind of a hello, fellow ukulele owner, player, enjoyer. Here I am. And I thought, well, hey, cool. A way in which, you know, VTubing and music are helping me, you know, get out there and meet new people. Because seriously, that's how I met him. You know, kind of just a surprise, going, I didn't realize that suddenly I'd get new friends for going, hey, I have a ukulele, look at it, and yeah, I'm doing stuff with it. But I do, because that's how that happened. And I mean, I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because I have anxiety issues, but I don't know why, I guess, I got as nervous as I did leading up into this event, because, I mean, this is the first time I've been doing this on stream. Okay, this is not the first time I've sung in front of people, obviously, because as a part of the... Oh my god. Woo! Huge raid! Hey! Raid-a-lotl, raid-a-lotl! Thank you, thank you! Chujiso. Hello! Hello, hello! Welcome, welcome! I'm Kisakani Bello, a cozy cat wizard VTuber. Also a musician. I've been talking about music today and playing some stuff, singing some stuff. Thank you for the follow, Kitsuchi. Appreciate it. Yes. As you can see here, I have this lovely magic microphone on my screen as my microphone today because, well, it's obviously not hooked up to anything, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm a cat wizard. Straight from Final Fantasy XIV. So, it works. Suspension of disbelief. Magic. And this picture I have on screen of ukulele, that is my actual ukulele in real life that I've been using today. What have I been singing? Oh. Yeah, I've already sung a few things today. Possibly things, some of which people might not know. I'll mention the set list. So far I've done Beauty of the Rain by Dar Williams, Take on Me by Aha, What a Wonderful World by the great Louis Armstrong, IKEA, a song of my own that I wrote. It's an original that I wrote as a part of my singer-songwriter ensemble in college about a very confusing and rough first trip to IKEA with my mom. So yeah, that's a new one. I know nobody here would know ahead of time. 26 by Paramore, one of my absolute favorite songs by them. For sure. It's not one of their biggest ones. Definitely one of my favorites. And I've also performed Feel by Darren Hayes. Darren Hayes is one of my absolute favorite singers ever. If you don't know who he is an Australian pop star, and he used to be the lead singer for a duo called Savage Garden in the 90s. Kind of a short-lived band, and that was kind of sad, but he went on to have a solo career afterward, which I have followed, and, I've been very much inspired by him, due to the emotional vulnerability, lyrically speaking, in his music. For sure. I highly recommend checking out his music. It's great. He has a beautiful voice. I feel like he's a really good songwriter, too. I feel like not enough people know about him. Not enough. Yeah, I definitely have a special connection to him. Yeah, totally. As kind of, well, I'll just say it, a fellow person, with dad issues. But, yeah, he's been very inspirational to me, and his music has gotten me through so much in life, especially. I wish he could stay, but he had to make some dinner now. He'll be working, though. Hope I have a comfy stream. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you rating me. I really do. I really do. Do whatever you need to do, for self-care. Absolutely. Hope you have a nice dinner. Okay, and the last song that I did, like a little bit before this raid came in, um, was Sunshine by One Republic. Kind of a happy, cheerful, feel good, summery sort of song from their newest album that came out not too long ago this year, called Artificial Paradise. Yeah, had fun with that. It was kind of daunting for me, I gotta admit, because I don't usually do rap, even though there was that rap section in there, which, I tried my best with, for those who heard that. Yeah, kind of one of the ways I'm trying to, like, push myself and, do new things. Like, actually, what I've been doing today when I've been accompanying myself on the ukulele, especially while streaming, because I've not done that before. But, okay, for those here who just came in, I was a music major in college, a voice major, even though before college, all I did was play the piano, musically speaking. I mean, I was inspired to try to start singing by, singers I look up to, such as Darren Hayes, for that matter. And also, I was really into shows like The Voice and American Idol. And I guess that was kind of a part of it too, kind of wanting to try that. And I guess through singing, somehow, even though that terrified me, being out there on stage and, seeing people in the audience, through singing, and music, I just really wanted to be able to, in some way, use music, which helped me get through so much, to help others get through a lot too. I mean, I feel like that's one of my main reasons or goals in terms of doing anything with music in the first place. And, getting into singing, among other things, with music for sure. Definitely. Okay, and I know this is going to be a repeat, but, well, for anyone who's been here longer, been those who just came in on the lovely raid, but because I know it got slightly cut off earlier, I mean, if it's okay, well, I guess it is, because, like, it's my stream, but, I feel like doing my original song again, because it's the thing that nobody really knows. I mean, I know this VOD will be saved later, but I guess I kind of feel bad about getting a little bit cut off by the ad break. And I'm looking, there isn't going to be another ad break coming. I'm going to be better about that and check this time. But, again, I'd like to do, I guess, a repeat or like encore. Yeah, let's say encore. Of my song called IKEA, about my first experience at an IKEA store with my mom, where we were thoroughly confused, got very lost, to a point where I went, I've got to write a song about this. So I did. And, okay, that was years ago, my first IKEA experience, and I performed this originally with my singer-songwriter ensemble in college then, too. However, in recent years, as I said before today, I, kind of dug it back out and tried to be able to perform it by myself and try to change some things, add some stuff to it, to the form it is today. So, for all of you lovely people who are here now, and for anyone who missed a piece of it the first time, here we go. You know, it's okay. I promise in the future I will write more songs and probably share them with you. So this isn't going to be the only one. This isn't going to be only original. But without further ado, the story of the incident, shall we say, also known as my first IKEA experience, not interrupted by ads this time, I hope. It better not be. IKEA by me. No instructions, where do I go? Where's the staff? I want to know. Arrows in family circus trails. Run out screaming if all else fails. Wander around the warehouse floor. Fill your cart with towels and more. Now you find it so unfair. You have to leave it to go upstairs. Stairs. Such is life, shopping, hitting the right chords. Such is life, shopping at IKEA. Is in this confusing in Sweden? Easy to stay together, not hardly. Don't worry, I'll call a search party. Yet still so many keep going back. Please tell me why is that? Maybe I need to try again. It can't be as crazy then. Thirsty, stop by the food court. Finding cashiers could be a sport. Sit trapped in cacophony. 'Cause drinks are in glassware, you see. Travel through vignettes, then find your stuff. As if you haven't been through enough. You have to print a card at a kiosk. There's only one block by everyone who's lost. Such is life, shopping at IKEA. Is it this confusing in Sweden? Easy to stay together, not hardly. Don't worry, I'll call a search party. Yet still so many keep going back. Please tell me, why is that? Maybe I need to try again. It can't be as crazy then. Card in hand, you join a line. Conveyor belts, two different kinds. No cloth bags, you're out of luck. Carrying cartloads in one head really sucks. Thought you'd be home sometime today, but got lost coming back through the entryway. Finally free from that fantastic maze, you decide it's time to go celebrate. Woohoo! Quest complete! Yay! You did it! Such is life, shopping at IKEA. Is it this confusing in Sweden? Easy to stay together, not hardly. Don't worry, I'll call a search party. Yet still so many keep going back. Please tell me, why is that? Maybe someday I want to try again. It can't be as crazy then. And there we go. One more time, hopefully uninterrupted. Yes, that is about my first experience in an IKEA store with my mom. But luckily, to any IKEA enthusiasts in the audience right now, it's okay. That didn't make me hate IKEA. I did genuinely want to try it again, and last year I did. I went there again with my husband this time, had a much better experience, was not confused at all. I feel like there had to have been some quality of life adjustments since the first time I went. So I did not get lost. We did not get stuck in there all day. We actually got out of there when we planned to. We didn't have to stay overnight or anything, don't worry. No search parties required. Yay! How's everybody doing from the rain? Just checking in. I feel the need to hydrate some more. Hope everybody's doing well today. Again, it's great today to be a part of this Creative Carousel event. That's why I have this logo in my top right corner of my screen. Because my good friend Nep Nep, known as Neppy Nep VT, here on Twitch, knew about this event that Oceonax has been putting on that started a couple days ago. And, I feel very blessed and privileged to have this spot in this event. Thank you again, Ocio, if you're here. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Means a lot to me. Even if I know I could always showcase my music otherwise on my own stream, I feel like this is very good for me, very helpful, because it's kind of been a part of me going, yes, I want to do more music on stream, this is encouraging me to go, hey, yeah, I can do this. And, I'm seriously going to, in the future, do this a lot more. Definitely. You can count on it. Whereas before, I was really, really nervous and insecure about it. Even though, I was a music major. Music and magic combined, right? Music? I made my own word. Well, I think I've heard of that term before in a card game. I meant to say music. I've been hoping to do more with music on my channel. And, I've been nervous about it, even though I was a music major. So, I've been there before. I've done that. I can do this. But somehow, the nerves are always there. They're definitely always there, no matter what. With anything creative, especially because that's a more vulnerable thing, a more vulnerable place to be, when sharing creative stuff, stuff that you made or stuff that you're just covering that someone else made in terms of music, or art. I mean, there have been times when I wished I could do art, like probably so many, fabulous artists who have taken part in this creative carousel so far before me and who will after me as well. I'm in awe of all of you, seriously, because, I've tried to draw, for example, but I feel like just okay, except maybe sometimes when drawing inanimate objects like shoes or something. But yeah, props to you, hats off to you. And I mean, there's a reason why I'm here doing music today instead of, well, art. However, I hope this has been a good time for everyone who's been here, even the raiders who came in late. This is a first for me. You're part of a brand new experience for me of performing and accompanying myself on stream. Because, okay, yes, I performed a lot in college as a music major for sure, as a voice major, but I practically always had somebody else accompany me on piano or guitar. I didn't really do that much at all myself with self-accompaniment at the time. That's something I've been working on. It's one of my goals. So I'm glad that I was able to work on it and display that for you today. Definitely. Trying to get courage, trying to, do better at this and do more of it. Especially going, people don't expect me to be perfect. I can get pretty perfectionistic, though, sadly. And get all insecure and go, oh, I made a mistake here or there, and then worry about it. But hey, musicians, everybody, everybody makes mistakes. Now I'm combining music and mistake. Everybody makes mistakes, or mistakes, if you're making musical mistakes, I guess. Even the pros, and that encourages me because, anytime I get too in my head and too worried about it, I think about all the times that, professional musicians I very much look up to. I've seen, videos of them, making mistakes or forgetting words or something, and the world keeps on spinning. Life goes on. Everything's fine. Yeah, even the pros have stuff like that happen. I mean, even things like falling off the stage or something, which has never happened to me in real life. Actually, I'm grateful for that. Even though, mentioning that, I think I mentioned recently on a stream lately that something I found odd, and I'm so grateful that my voice instructor in college wasn't like this, or none of the ones I had in college were like this, but there was at least one voice instructor at the college I went to who seemed to insist that their students, even if they normally wore glasses, would like not wear glasses during their performances. I don't know, I think it's an aesthetic thing. I never got it. I never understood. I mean, I've always been a proud nerd who wore glasses, who has needed to wear glasses, by the way, from a young age. I almost feel like that's a part of who I am, and feel like it would be weird to like not wear glasses anymore. Actually, never had a problem with it. I never thought they were weird or like, ugh, I don't want to look like a nerd. You know, some people are like that, but yeah, anyway, I don't remember witnessing any fellow voice students falling off the stage, even ones who, you know, performed without their glasses on. But luckily, I was never expected to do that. Apparently, the people in the jazz program felt differently and didn't think that was a requirement. And good. Because I would have refused. I seriously would have refused. Because, you know, I bet I seriously would have fallen off the stage or something, or tripped. But luckily I never did. And there weren't actually very many times when, despite me being so nervous about it, where I forgot words. Yeah, so that was nice. Because that's another thing that was expected, or at least expected of me, or any person who's a voice major, is when you're going to perform a song, memorize it. And, you know, today, I have not memorized anything I've done. On purpose, I've had chord charts and lyrics in front of me, you know, just to make sure. I don't feel like that's the most important thing about music, so it's fine. You know, it's helped me be more safe and secure about performing for you today. Yeah, what now? What now? I mean, I've already gone over things like inspirations and stuff, and where I started, like with piano before getting into guitar and singing. Shared some info about various musical instruments I own that are kind of more obscure, such as like the balalaika, the bowed psaltery, the automaton, and the ocarina. And performed 7 songs for you with the help of my handy dandy ukulele, as seen on the screen. Okay. I'll be honest, I wasn't exactly sure how much time I would be able to fill with what I had planned, so, I mean, I only had like those 7 songs ready for you today. However, okay, I could find another one and just try to go for it. Or, you know, I could open the floor for the last about half hour-ish of my time, talk to you about, like, music, Are any of you into music? I mean, you don't have to be into music as much as I am, trust me. But yeah, very much, you know, oh, there we go. I can talk about other favorite artists I've not necessarily mentioned, too. I mean, I've already talked about Darren Hayes, Dar Williams, One Republic. For example, other bands I really like, other singers I really like. Okay, another one in the piano column and singer-songwriter column for me is Richard Marx, who has sung things like Right Here Waiting, and a song called Hazard, and another song called Don't Mean Nothing. Those last two, I've actually, again, shameless plug, performed before. Well, not performed. Well, sort of. I recorded myself doing them with backing tracks for Singing March this year. So they're in that same Singing March 2024 playlist on my channel. The link is still here. Both currently inside and below my chat box. In case you want to check that out, feel free. My YouTube channel is where I post all of my song covers and VODs and clips and YouTube shorts. Well, yeah. And okay, one of those two by Richard Marx that I did, Hazard, okay, that was a total, shocker for me, pleasantly speaking, because I was like, okay, my first song cover, and I say first because it's not the only one, and that shocks me even more, pleasantly speaking, to reach 1,000+ views on YouTube. Why Hazard? I don't know. I mean, I'm thrilled. Don't get me wrong, I'm thrilled because, I really like that song. It's really good. One of my favorites of Richard Marx's songs, for sure. I'm not sure how it managed to, like, hit the right spot in the algorithm to, get that many views, but, I'm grateful for it. It still keeps getting viewed now. Also, in addition to, what I performed today, okay, not just pop or rock songs or jazz, for that matter, but I also play music from video games, or like sing music from video games, such as Final Fantasy XIV and Persona, and let me see what else. Also, I sang a song that was from the game Slime Rancher that plays at the end, called 1,000 Light Years Away. That is also on my YouTube channel, in a separate listing of song covers. I very much love music from, that I hear in games, especially from ones such as Persona 5 and Final Fantasy XIV, among other games. As I've said earlier in this stream, for those who were there, when I was talking about an automaton, I'll put a picture of it on the screen again. For those who are new here, if I can find it again. Oh, Kirby, come out. There we go. There he is. There's my Kirby automaton for reference again. The Final Fantasy XIV stuff, that's the root of my automaton obsession. And, well, yeah, it's what caused me to go down a rabbit hole of finding videos on YouTube of somebody doing covers of songs with an automaton. This thing here looks like a giant music note, doesn't it? Yeah, because I loved that clip of Masayoshi Soken, the composer of Final Fantasy XIV music, having fun and being silly and trying to play one of his bits of music on not one, but two automatons to hilarious effect that made the piano player next to him just give him this look like, what are you doing? What are you doing, sir? What? I can't copy it with my model, and I wish I could. But yeah, I have Final Fantasy XIV essentially to thank for getting me into owning an automaton. This exact one here in the picture. Looks like Kirby! Yay! I love Kirby. He's adorable. And there are other automatons that don't look like Kirby. This is a special one. There's some that are just plain colors, or they look like Hello Kitty, or other characters. There's a Hatsune Miku one as well that I've seen out there. Mine is this Kirby one. So, yeah, it's been a good day. Lots of fun, lots of music. I'm open to anybody, chatting about music if they want, talking about their favorite music, their favorite bands. For sure. For this last bit of our time together. Although, if you were sharing your music taste, yeah, and thank you for being here. It means a lot to me, whether it's just because I'm a part of this event today or otherwise. I'm happy that everybody has been here with me today, sharing this time with me. I'll say it again, very special because, okay, first official live streaming of me singing and accompanying myself in any way. So yeah, that's for you. You who have been here to witness it and hopefully enjoy it. Thank you for being a part of one of my VTubing firsts. Definitely. Do I have any favorite game soundtracks? A couple that you love are Tunic and Outer Wilds. Okay, I've heard good things about the soundtracks of those games. I have not played those games. I'm not, familiar with the soundtracks, but I've been told that, I've been recommended to play those games, listen to the soundtracks, for sure. Okay, a couple game soundtracks. Okay, I love the music from Persona 5. For one thing. It's fairly jazzy sounding, so I'm not surprised. And it just sounds really cool. And that's another thing I've covered at some point for my Singing March playlist as a part of last year's Singing March playlist, that is. I used Colors Flying High from Persona 5 Royal as one of my songs I did for that. the day where the category had something to do with colors. And since colors was in the title and many colors are mentioned several times in the lyrics, I thought it fit. And I really like that song anyway, one of my favorites from the game. And I really like that game too. You know, really speaks to me. You know, having that power to go into another world and, you know, change people's hearts, set things right. Yeah. And another game. Okay, I love Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, I know that probably sounds like a broken record at this point. I've said it so much, but it's true. You know, I've only been playing it for a couple years, and I love the music in Final Fantasy XIV. I highly recommend it. It makes me sad to have to, whenever I stream Final Fantasy XIV, to have to turn the music down low, because otherwise YouTube is lame about, copyright claim, and I don't want it to do that for like the whole stream VOD. Because usually when playing that by myself off stream, isn't that the truth? Music and games triggering DMCA stuff really is a pain. Yes, totally. Totally. Especially when the music is like really good. And I wish that it could just play without problems. I mean, and I'm not trying to take ownership of it or anything. It's just part of the game. So I'd kind of think they would like the promotion, wouldn't you think? But I don't know, it's weird with copyright claims on YouTube. Definitely. I mean, there was a time I streamed Stardew Valley, for example. Okay, here's a weird case, a very weird case with the whole copyright claim system on YouTube, which I'm pretty sure is mostly automated. Okay, the creator of Stardew Valley himself, Eric Barone, also known as Concerned Ape, he composed the music himself for that game. All of it. Every bit of it. And he's totally fine with people streaming that game and having the music on when they stream it. But YouTube is, well, YouTube. And it keeps snagging things. Like when people try to stream Stardew Valley and have the music on and then try to upload their VODs to YouTube, it keeps catching them. Going copyright claim. And even though Eric Barone himself has tried to, you know, go to YouTube and go, hey, it's fine, I allow this, I'm okay with this, and I did the music, so come on, don't do this to people. They're still doing this to people. So yeah, there's a reason why I don't have the VOD up from when I did Stardew Valley, which doesn't mean I'll never try to stream it again, but if I do, the VOD probably won't appear anywhere later because YouTube's weird. But yeah, that's a very weird case that I don't know, it just bothers me. And kind of one of the things that I was concerned about in terms of doing music stuff at all on stream in any capacity, because I don't want to trip anything with like copyright stuff. I don't. But I still want to do music. Yeah. So other than that, okay, I mentioned Stardew Valley. I mentioned Persona 5 Royal. Final Fantasy XIV. Okay. I got sidetracked from Final Fantasy XIV. But yes. Highly recommend Final Fantasy XIV. Yes, I know it's a subscription game. But there's a free trial, and okay, No, I'm not sponsored by Square Enix, even it may sound like it. But there's this meme out there of, have you heard of the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV? Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's a free trial, free month trial. I highly recommend it. I mean, it's the only MMORPG I've ever played. I mean, I hadn't played any before it, and I wasn't sure about it, even though my husband and I have some friends who got really into this and suggested we get into it too. Like, and he started, and I went, I'm curious about this. I want to try it. So then I did too, and then ended up loving it. Lots of good story and characters and music, of course. Highly recommend it. You do find it fascinating how there's a DJ scene in the MMO? Yeah, there is, actually. In a later part of the MMO, actually, one of the later expansions, notably the Endwalker part, for those in the know. Not the current expansion. The current expansion is Dawn Trail, but the one before that is Endwalker. So it's pretty far out there from the beginning. But yeah, there's this adorable group, or I guess society they're now called in the game, of little rabbit creatures called Loporrits. They're adorable. And yeah, that's where the DJ scene that I'm thinking of is. Because some of them are end up getting really into music. Yeah, and another thing I love about Final Fantasy XIV on the music front is, okay, there's an actual, class/job called a bard, where, that's kind of your thing, you're using music, and there's an in-game function, I've not played around with it that much, where you can actually perform music in the game using, sounds of various instruments, like lots of different kinds of instruments, regardless of what class or job your character currently is. And that's something I really want to get into at some point. Definitely. Trying that. Maybe I should stream that, trying to mess around with playing music in the game. Other than that, okay, I love these creatures called Moogles. They're adorable. And anyone who doesn't know, like these fluffy white creatures, kind of with cat ears almost, and little tiny bat wings, and they kind of fly. Okay, well, I find them to have charming, fun personalities, even if some might disagree with me. Well, they can be kind of prankster-ish. They tend to play pranks on people, and they have rather long unlocking quest lines for doing the crafting stuff, but I love them. I think they're adorable. And one of the things I love about them the most is that they love music. Canonically, it's one of their favorite things. Hydration time. Yeah, I seriously, well, both because I love the music from Final Fantasy XIV, and because I wanted a minion that came from doing that, I seriously bought a soundtrack of the Final Fantasy XIV music just to be able to get a minion that's essentially a group of tiny, tiny, adorable Moogles, each of whom are holding a different musical instrument. Like, I have this little Moogle band flying around me. It's cute. I love it. I also, in the game, how rather, well, I guess it would seem obnoxious to anybody who doesn't like Moogles, but in-game, in my Free Company house, in my room in the Free Company house, because I love Moogles so much, I have, everything I could find that has to do with Moogles in my room. Moogle flooring, Moogle wallpaper, I think there's a Moogle chandelier, a bed, chairs, a sofa, a table, a bookcase, lots of other things. As many things as I could find that were Moogles, just packed them in there. And I even have an orchestrion playing music, and I have it so that it's on and playing the theme to the being they see or worship as their god, known as Good King Moggle playing in the room. So I'm sure anybody who doesn't like Moogles is like, oh my god, what has she done to her room? No, I can't stand this if they ever go in there. But if anyone likes them as much as I do, they hopefully don't mind. Plus, in real life, well, also I'll admit it, with one of them at least, also to get another Moogle minion in the game, I have 2 Moogle plushies. One that's a regular one, and one that's like the Post Moogle in the games, has the cute little Post Moogle cap and is carrying the little postal bag. And with that one came a Moogle minion that, is a Post Moogle. So I have that one too, and I collect minions in the game, especially the Moogles, because I love them. I also have a mount in the game that's the big Moogle mount. It's the 2-seater that plays the King Moggle theme when you use it. And it thrills my soul that the new job called Pictomancer, introduced in the Dawntrail expansion of the game, is a quest that's run by a Moogle. Your quest giver is indeed an adorable Moogle. Definitely earns points with me for that. It's one of my favorite new things. It sounds adorable. Blatant logic with the minion, especially with a group of Moogles following me right. Yeah, I like that. It's definitely cute. Definitely. I love that game, Final Fantasy XIV. It could possibly go on forever, even though I know I don't have forever right now. But yeah, it's another one I definitely want to stream more, and I enjoyed being able to stream a couple times last month when they were doing their partner thing with Twitch, where there were drops, including a mount. Like, if you watch enough of somebody streaming Final Fantasy XIV, and I did that a couple times, and that was fun. One of those times I was actually trying to be a Pictomancer, and sharing the beginning of my Pictomancer journey on stream, and the other I was with my friend Helix, and that was fun. Even though the Oceania server, well, Australia, New Zealand, that we used to be able to meet up, since he's an EU player and I'm an NA player, that worked for us to do stuff together, but sadly, kind of that server was dead at the time that we were streaming that together, so had to unsync things. Also known as, for those not in the know, turn off the restrictions and make it so just, in our case, just 2 people could go into dungeons and things meant for 4 to 8 people. But it was fine because we were massively over-leveled. Him at level 80-something and me at level 90-something. Him playing a paladin and me playing, Red Mage, I think, at the time. which is one of my favorite classes in the game, or jobs in the game. Definitely. I highly recommend it to those who play the game or want to get into the game. It's really fun. Magic and melee and swords. And a little bit of healing and the ability to resurrect people. Even though that's a DPS class, not a healer class. I can help without having the major responsibility. Woohoo! Which is nice going into the higher level content. It's sometimes been pretty hard, I must admit. Because otherwise, I try to be, for most of my time in the game, a healer, usually mostly a white mage, just to get into the queue faster. Okay, and that's the thing I've played with my husband, and he's usually a tank. A gunbreaker, more specifically, or Dark Knight sometimes. And that's been fun. And actually, fun fact, my husband and I, we've been playing this game together, this whole 2 years of us playing together, and there's a function in the game for getting married in the game. I'm serious. And we did that. It was adorable. And of course, I chose the Moogle officiant. And that was great. So that was a fun, happy memory. And I still have a video recording of that. Saved in my PS4 somewhere. Because, yeah, that's what I used to play the game, is a PS4. Because I started playing at a time when I used to have my old laptop, which could not handle the game at all. Not at all. No. It was, well, to reference Portal, the enemy in Portal, it was a Gladys potato. Seriously. Super old. I'm shocked it lasted as long as it did. You know, it finally just gave out on me last year. And now, you know, I have a much better computer with which to do streaming and everything else on. I still just play it on the PS4. Because I can still, at least with this latest expansion. But I think with the next one, I have to be brave and just jump to having it on the computer or somehow manage to get a PS5. Because I don't think they're supporting PS4 anymore after this one. But enough of a tangent with Final Fantasy XIV, mostly generated by me loving the music and highly recommending it. My time slot's about to be over. I have 1 more minute. So, thank you everybody again for being here. It means a lot to me. So many follows. And I've gotten some subs, some bits today. Thank you so much. It means a lot. You know, sharing something I love with so many people. It's a huge deal to me. And as I've said before, encourages me to do this more in the future. And I will do this more in the future, not just as a part of an event like this. Thank you again, Ocio, for this opportunity, and NepNep for telling me about it. I will check to see if the next person on the carousel is ready to go. And that would be somebody known as Art Pastel Kelsey. I'm going to see if they are ready. Have a great rest of my day. I will. You too. Everybody who's here. I'm going to see. Okay. Art Pastel Kelsey. Oh, they're ready. They're on. So, here we go. And I have a raid message ready for them that I'll put in after I get the raid going. Next stop on the carousel, Art Pastel Kelsey. Yep. Here we go. Putting in the raid. Come on, everybody. Let's go see Art Pastel Kelsey. See you later. Hope to see you on my channel again someday. Let's raid.